Welcome to Code Jargon. In our last video, we looked at array in C++. In this video, we are going to look at how we can get an array size in C++. In case today is your first time watching our video, please kindly subscribe to our channel. Now, when you want to get the array size, for example, let's remove this. Okay, and then let's use integer array size here. Okay, we want to display the array size here, so let's display total array size is that's array size here. Okay, so there's a function that we can use to get the array size. So the function is size of, then you pass the array. So the array here is A. Okay, so let's go ahead and then execute our code. Now we have 24. Let's count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Instead of having total of 6 here, we are having 24. And we should know that the value here has a data type of an int here. I know that you are thinking that the answer is wrong. There's nothing wrong with our output here, because if you look at a data type, you realize that an integer has or an integer usually being stored in 4 bytes. Okay, so whenever you are using an integer here, because you can do research on the data types and then the memory space it uses to store each value. Okay, and I believe you will get a result for that. So in this video, we are going to look at only an integer. So anytime we are storing a data in our array here, or maybe storing an integer data type value here, it means that the memory is going to use, or it usually use 4 bytes of space. Okay, so now we are having how many values here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It means that it will multiply the total values we have here by the 4 bytes. So if we use our calculator to display this result, if we have 1, 2, so we have 6 times 4. So let's use our calculator. Then we've realized that the result is 24. So we arrived at the array size here to be 24 because of its 4 byte space it's used to store the value of an integer here. Okay, so how can we get the exact size for our array? Okay, so we can do that by dividing the total size of the array. But that's what we are trying to achieve. So how are we going to divide the total size of the array here? So we can do that by calling the size of again, but in this case we rather pass the data type. So ideally it's more like we are just divided by 4. Okay, so with the data type here, which is usually 4 bytes. Okay, which is usually 4 bytes here. So string 2 has its own value, and we can do research on that. Okay, so we don't want to use a fixed number here, so just pass the data type here, and now let's run our code. Yes, so now let's count 1 2 3 4 5 6. So let's add, let's say 500 to it, and then run our code again. So now 7. So this is how you can get an array size in C++. So if you want to use this array in a for loop or for each, I believe when you're using the for each, you don't need to specify the array length. But in case you want to use it in a for loop like this, then you can declare the array size as a variable, and then you calculate the size here, or you can bring a bracket and then paste the 2 here. Then you can go ahead and call the values here. So to be I, then we move to the next line. Okay, so let's remove this. And okay, the ID will tell us that if you are dealing with an array, then is a good option for you to use the for each instead of using the for loop. So let's run our code. Yes, and now we have the output that we want. Okay, so as I said earlier that we have different kind of for loop, but based on how you want to use it in your C++ project, that's when you will decide which kind of for loop you are supposed to use. Like in this case, our IDE is telling us to switch to the for each, okay, because we are dealing with array here. And if we go ahead and then execute our code with a small line with the small lines of code here, you will get the same result. In case you have any questions, you can leave it at the comment section. And if you've not subscribed to our channel, please kindly subscribe to our channel. See you in our next video. Bye bye.